dogs. I'm so excited to be here for day 7. We have made it to day 7. And yes, we're back in the car again. Getting away from all the kiddos, having their summertime fun. So getting a little quiet time, right? So for day 7 of the 11 days of gratitude. Remember, this is an evergreen series. So wherever you pick this up, right, I want you to know that in the description below, you can go to any day in the series. Of course, I suggest if this is your first time coming to the series, you start with day 1, right? So you can start anywhere in the series. I prefer day 1 and pick up where you left off. The description will always have the link to the entire playlist. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and recap day 6 really quickly. So day 6, we were outside together and we did some physical grounding, right? We put our feet on the earth, which is called earthing, and we did an exercise called noticing. And this helps you with physical grounding, which is really important. I think a lot of times I have a lot of meditations on my channel where I go through more of a mental grounding than a physical grounding. And it's important to physically ground as well as just mentally ground. All right. And of course, we did that in service of appreciating the environment, i.e. the situation that we're in, the actual environmental outdoor factors around us. So we're in gratitude of that on day 6. And if you don't know me, 2 minutes into the video, if you don't know who I am, I'm Africa Arshield, and I guide spiritually and socially conscious women in creating their soul-aligned lives. So let's move on to day number 7. Oh my gosh, we made day 7. Okay, I'm pretty excited. We're over halfway there in birthing this beautiful thing, right? In birthing what is blossoming for us, what is becoming for us, we are becoming. That's what this 11 days of gratitude is about. It's about building this gratitude bridge, portal, gateway. I like to think of it as a portal into what is coming. And building it out in gratitude, this gives it a different kind of expectancy, you know? All right, so let's go into day 7. This is all about aligning with the effervescent magic of flow. If you've been with me a little while, you've heard me talk about the effervescent magic of flow, which typically, the way I talk about it is really knowing yourself. And by knowing yourself, knowing your astrology, knowing the astrology that's going on around you, right? The current astrology. So there's yours, which happens when you were born, how the stars were aligned when you were born, right? I do this a lot. I did the entrepreneurial star code because I look at that from a more business perspective. And for my clients, I also tend to go into their personal one as well. So your personal star code. And if you're interested in something like that, let me know in the comments below or reach out to me somewhere else on social media in a DM. I'm Africa, B-A-B, everywhere on social media. But it's knowing those things. Your personal astrology and what's going on overall in astrology. I used to do a lot of information about that. I think I'm going to start back up with that again. Just to give that quick tidbit of what's going on cosmically so you can stay in flow. Right? There's no point in swimming upstream if you don't need to, or fighting against the current to get across the water, right? Whichever metaphor you want to use, right? There's no need to be in battle. And we've talked a lot these last few days, being appreciative for where we are, being appreciative of our bodies, like not being in battle with our bodies, this physical meat suit carrying around, and not being in battle with our environment, right? Our situation. It's really important for you also to not be in battle with your own star code, right? Fighting against the code. A lot of people are like, well, I wish I was more like Sally Sue, or I wish I was like whoever it is, so-and-so. Now, wish you were more like yourself. Wish you could bring the most beautiful parts of yourself out and work through the parts that you find to be a little bit gnarly. Like, it's okay. Everyone has those good parts and what they consider their bad parts, which a lot of times once they start working with it, they realize we're actually pretty good parts too. You know, our wounding, so to speak, and this makes me very appreciative of mine. Our wounding is typically what we're going out and we're helping people with. As we help others, we help ourselves. And it might be something that comes up over and over again, but it's really, you are starting to grow and deepen. And the more you don't fight against whatever that quote unquote wounding is for you, the better off you'll be. If you want to know more about maybe like your personal wounding and your I guess, and let's say in general, look at Chiron, the story of Chiron. It's a Greek myth. And if you want to know about your own personal wounding, you could talk to an astrologer. You can go look it up. Just look up your Chiron. You'll find out all about it, right? So I'm not hiding anything from anybody here, right? All right. So the thing about astrology or any kind of intuitive thing, you got to take what makes sense to you and throw out the rest. Not everything is meant for you. Even things like, I'll read something in a book and I'll be like, that looks kind of sus to me. Or someone will say something to me. I'm like, that's a little sus for me. Like, it doesn't feel true. Now, there's a kind where they're telling me something and I don't like it, which is different from it feeling true. So know that difference. Have that discernment. And so when you're running with your star code, when you're running with the cosmic energies, all it means is you're going to do things that can be amplified by those things rather than, being kind of pushed under by them. It doesn't mean something's going to fail. I mean, if I decide to launch a program or something like that, or buy a computer during Mercury retrograde, you know what? That's when I have to get it, or sign a contract or whatever. In the great scheme of things, is that the best time to do it? Probably not, right? You would say no. But sometimes you have to do it. So going in, let me be extra critical of things. When I'm, if I have to buy a computer, let me make sure it really is what I want and need. And let me make sure all the components are right. Make sure it's going to do everything I need it to do. You're just going to go over something with a finer tooth comb than you normally would, right? So it's like the knowledge of, I might be pushing upstream, but I'm pushing upstream in the way, at least I know I'm pushing upstream. That's what I should say. At least I know, and I'm just not like, why aren't things working? Because you're pushing upstream. All right, so astrology is not fate. These are my humble opinions. Astrology is not fate. It's just more information, right? I love getting a lot of data points. Astrology gives more data points. Okay. And then your intuition gives you other data points, and however else you make decisions, they're all data points, and you get to pull them together and make an informed decision, right? I think that's really important to know. So when you make that informed decision, you get to choose to stay in flow. You get to choose to swim upstream intelligently. Maybe you can push upstream, but you have a motor behind you, right? It's just knowing what's going on, knowing where the current's going, knowing where the rocks are, right? That's the beautiful thing about understanding your personal astrology and understanding overall astrology, and being appreciative of all the things. Right? No matter where planets or asteroids or whatever are located, or where your north or south node is and the rising and all that stuff. Be appreciative for all of it. No, it's not like your friends. Your friends is different, and they have different experiences that they have to move through just like you do, right? But knowledge is power. Okay, so be grateful for all your aspects, all your uniqueness, right? And start to work with it. So the mantra today, let me look at it. Sorry, I messed up. I am a unique embodiment of star stuff, right? I am a unique embodiment of star stuff. Because we're all made of star stuff. That's how we got here. All made of the same things. And we're just all uniquely arranged in different ways. We're all coded down to our DNA, what was going on in the sky above us. We are all made of star stuff. And isn't that amazing? I frequently find our mere existence as amazing, much less all the incredible things we've done since the dawn of time. But we are made of star stuff, right? You are a unique embodiment of star stuff. All right, so what do I want you to do to get into action? This isn't going to be surprising, is it? I want you to go out and just look up information, right? Learn about your own natal chart, right? Your natal chart or your birth chart, whatever, people call it different things. Look it up. It might take a little bit more digging because maybe you don't know the exact time you were born, or maybe most people remember where they were born, the day they were born, but not the exact time they were born. And all that information is important. So gather all that information together and look it up. Get into action within the next 24 hours. Also look at what's going on right now. I'm not going to get into in this video what's going on right now because this is evergreen. But I want you to look at what's going on right now. How can you ride that cosmic wave? There's always a way to ride the cosmic wave. It's in the same way that people make money when the economy's doing well and when the economy's doing poorly. There's always a way. Hear me. There's always a way to ride the cosmic wave. But you got to at least know what it is about, where it is, and how it functions. And that's why there's always a way to ride it. All right. Also, don't forget the other action parts, right? Try to go out and physically ground daily, right? Do the earthing with your feet on the ground. Look around, do the noticing exercise, or do it with your 5 senses. Okay? Also, make sure to keep filling up that gratitude jar, right? It should be getting a little stuff now, right? Keep filling that gratitude jar. And what happens? Well, tomorrow happens. We're going to be in day 8 tomorrow. I am so looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what I download and get to share with you guys. All right. Peace, joy, love to you.